The Book of Haggai, Introduction. Haggai's words concerned conditions in the Persian province of Judah at the beginning of the apostolic period during the reign of the Persian king Darius, 1522 to 486 BC. The community in Judah is struggling with its identity in light of the loss of its statehood through the demise of the monarchy and the destruction of the temple. Haggai's oracles addresses both these problems. First, the provincial government, despite its subordination to Persian hegemony, is seen as the legitimate heir to the Davidic monarchy. The governor Zerubbabel himself, a descendant of the Davidic line, and the high priest Joshua together provide political, economic, and religious leadership for the survivors of the Babylonian destruction and the returnees from the Babylonian exile who lived together in Judah. Still, the possibility for restoration of Davidic rule is not relinquished, but rather is shift to the eschatological future. Second, the temple's ruined state is addressed by a rebuilding program. The prophet linked the well-being of the community to the work of temple restoration, and his exhortations to the leaders and the people to begin work on this project are apparently heeded. The brief period of Haggai's ministry, August to December 520 BC, marks the resumption of work on the temple, the symbol of divine presence among the people. 6 date formulas: 1:1, 15, 2:1, 10, 18, 20 are an important feature of the book of Haggai in their specificity and in their link to the reign of a foreign king, Darius. The dates underscore God's control over history, as do similar chronological references in Zechariah, a prophetic book connected in literary and thematic ways to Haggai. The prophecies of Haggai can be divided in two major parts: the restoration of the temple, 1:1-15, oracles of encouragement, 2:1-23. Haggai, chapter 1, prophetic call to work on the temple. On the first day of the 6th month in the 2nd year of Darius the king, the word of the Almighty God came through Haggai the prophet to the governor of Judah, Zerubbabel son of Shealtiel, and to the high priest Joshua son of Jehozadak. Thus says the Almighty God, Holy of hosts, this people has said, now is not the time to rebuild the house of the Almighty God. Then the word of the Almighty God came through Haggai the prophet. Is it time for you to dwell in your panel houses while this house lies in ruins? Now thus says the Holy of hosts, reflect on your experience. You have sown much but have brought in little. You have eaten but have not been satisfied. You have drunk but have not become intoxicated. You have clothed yourself but have not been warm. And the hired workers labors for a bag full of holes. Thus says the Holy of hosts, reflect on your experience and go up into the hill country, bring timber and build the house, that I may be pleased with it and that I may be glorified, says the Almighty God. You expected much, but it came too little, and what you brought home I blew away. Why is this? Oracle of the Almighty God, Holy of hosts, because my house is the one which lies in ruin, while each of you runs to your own house. Therefore the heavens withheld the dew, and the earth its yield, and I have proclaimed a devastating heat upon the land and upon the mountains, upon the grain, the new wine, and the olive oil, upon all that the ground brings forth, upon human being and beast alike, and upon all they produce, responsive leaders and people. Then Zerubbabel son of Shealtiel and the high priest Joshua son of Jehozadak and all the remnant of the people obeyed the Almighty their God in the words of Haggai the prophet, since the Almighty their God had sent him. Thus the people feared the Almighty God. Then Haggai the messenger of the Almighty God proclaimed to the people as the message of the Almighty God, I am with you. Oracle of the Almighty God. And so the Almighty God stirred up the spirit of the governor of Judah, Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and the spirit of the high priest Joshua, son of Jehozadak, and the spirit of all the remnant of the people, so that they came to do the work in the house of the Holy of Hosts, their God, and on the 24th day of the 6th month in the 2nd year of Darius the king. Haggai 2, chapter 2. Assurance of God's presence. And on the 21st day of the 7th month, the word of the Almighty God came through Haggai the prophet. Speak to the governor of Judah, Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and to the high priest, Joshua, son of Jehozadak, and to the remnant of the people. Who is left among you? Who saw this house in its former glory? And how do you see it now? Does it not seem like nothing in your eyes? Now be strong, Zerubbabel, oracle of the Almighty God. Be strong, Joshua, son of Jehozadak, high priest. Be strong, all you people of the land, oracle of the Almighty God, in work. For I am with you, oracle of the Holy of Hosts. This is the commitment I made to you when you came out of Egypt. My spirit remains in your midst. Do not fear. For thus says the Holy of Hosts. In just a little while I will shake the heavens and the earth, the sea and the dry land. I will shake all the nations so that the treasures of all the nations will come in, and I will fill this house with glory, says the Holy of Hosts. Mine is the silver and mine the gold. Oracle of the Holy of Hosts, greater will be the glory of this house, the latter more than the former, says the Holy of Hosts. And in this place I will give you peace. Oracle of the Holy of Hosts, priestly ruling with prophetic interpretation. And on the 24th day of the 9th month in the 2nd year of Darius, the word of the Almighty God came to Haggai the prophet. Thus says the Holy of Hosts, ask the priest for a ruling. If someone carries sanctified meat in the fold of a garment, and the fold touches bread, soup, wine, oil, or any other food, do they become sanctified? No, the priest answered. Then Haggai asked, well, if a person defiled from contact with the corpse touches any of these, do they become defiled? And the priest answered, they become defiled. Then Haggai replied, so is this people, and so is this nation in my sight, oracle of the Almighty God, and so is all the work of their hands. What they offer there is defiled. Now reflect from this day forward before you set stone to stone. In the temple of the Almighty God, what was your experience? When one went to a heap of grain for 20 ephahs, there were only 10. When one went to a vat to draw 50 ephahs, there were only 20. I struck you in all the work of your hands with searing wind, blight, and hail. Yet you did not return to me, oracle of the Almighty God. Reflect from this day forward, from the 24th day of the 9th month, from the day on which the temple of the Almighty God was founded. Reflect, is there still seed in the storehouse? Have the vine, the fig, the pomegranate, and the olive tree still not borne fruit? From this day I will bless you. Future hope. And the word of the Almighty God came a second time to Haggai on the 24th day of the month. Speak to Zerubbabel, the governor of Judah. I will shake the heavens and the earth. I will overthrow the thrones of kingdom and destroy the power of the kingdoms of the nation. I will overthrow the chariots and their riders, and the riders with their horses will fall by each other's swords. On that day, oracle of the Almighty God, Holy of Hosts, I will take you, my servant, Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, oracle of the Almighty God, and I will make you like a signet ring, for I have chosen you, oracle of the Almighty God, Holy of Hosts. So Like a signet ring, the promise to Zerubbabel reverses the punishment of his grandfather, Jeremiah 22:23-25. A signet is a ring or other instrument used to mark documents or materials with the equivalent of an official signature. A lower official could thus be authorized to act on behalf of a higher official, like a signet ring. Zerubbabel represents the Almighty God. And it says, I will bless you from the day of the refounding of the temple. Agricultural plenty and fertility are assured. This link between temple and prosperity is part of the ancient Near Eastern temple ideology that underlies Haggai and Zechariah 1-8. This final oracle of hope is uttered on the day of the refounding of the temple. Unlike the other oracles, it is addressed to Zerubbabel alone, who is, as a Davidic descendant, will have a servant's role in God's future Israelite kingdom to be established when God intervenes to overthrow the nations. 24th day of the month, December 18, 520 BC, as in V18. Like a signet ring, and it says peace. After God's presence or glory has returned to the temple, Jerusalem will receive the treasures from the nations, making the temple more glorious than ever. And from that place, God will extend shalom, a peace which embraces prosperity, well-being, harmony. A request for a priestly ruin, Hebrews Torah, is made in the form of a dialogue between Haggai and the priest. Explicit examples where such priestly rulings are quoted are rare in prophetic books. The interchange illustrates an essential role of the priesthood, the interpretation of God's law. 24th day of the 9th month in the second year of December 18, 520 BC. Ask the priest for a ruling, i.e., a determination on whether defilement and sanctity can be physically transmitted. The priests are expected to make a legal decision. The answer is that sanctity cannot be transmitted, V12, but defilement can, V13. Priestly duties are enumerated in LV 10:10:20.